Hello everyone, welcome back to another reading of Hippy Dippy. Now we're going to be reading about MUD, I've never heard of it before, and Pac-Man, which everyone has played Pac-Man at least once in their lifetime. It's an old arcade classic, and you can play it anytime you want. So we've got, but before we read on Pac-Man, sorry about clearing up my voice, MUD. What is MUD? I've never heard of this game before. So it was released in 1980, of course. Platform varies. It's a venture game, okay? In 1975, Five's adventure popularized text-based fantasy and video games, largely by incorporating Dungeons and Dragons into virtual world. 3 years later, Roy Trubshaw, a student at Essex University in the UK, took the formula and added multiple players. The result was MUD, multi-use dungeon, the first virtual world. Really? So MUD is the first virtual world of a role-playing game, or a fucking adventure game. Apparently, I did not know that. There's plenty to say about MUD's history, but the silent facts are that in the late 1980s, its development and maintenance was taken over by Richard Bertley, another Intersex University student, who went on to create many of the features that define MUD's reputation. Okay, so it's MUD. My name is MUD. I don't remember that song. MUD reputation. It would run a various forms until the late 80s and popular greatly boost when it came possible to dial in four external networks. The seeds of World of Warcraft were sown here. Really? So if it wasn't for MUD, War of Warcraft would not be a game. That's interesting. I did not know that. So MUD is really influential on the video game community, apparently. I need to play this game then, because that's really interesting. I did not know that. So yeah, I've never read this part this further into the game because I this far further into the book. But that's really interesting. I did not know that because of MUD. I got look up fucking pictures of this game or look up YouTube clips. MUD is simply concept. Your global goal is to become a wizard or witch. By the genius lies in its player-to-player interactions. So you can change yourself into a girl. That's interesting too. For the first time, you can talk to other adventurers, squabble over loot, help each other out. Okay, so it's like so it's kind of like War at Warcraft. It's MMO, if I remember correctly, and it gets into axe fights. Okay, take a look at the interference is almost equal to pursuing, and the scoring system is simply identical to its predecessor, and, and the scoring system is simply picked up items. Okay, perform tasks and or defeating completing competing players, which is 1v1 players, for various un, eminent, what's that word? I forget. Amounts of points by killing other players is the most rewarding task. So this is the first time we get to see 1v1 with players. Okay, that's really interesting. So 1v1 players can kill each other. That's interesting. And imbuing this virtual world with a little survival of the fittest. So if you're weak, your ass is grass, bitch! Despite the social structures created by players, rogues pros, propered, I don't even know what that word is, The world is more than just backdrop to the gameplay. Okay. To the gameplay. Where are we? I forget. Draco. Yeah, I can't fucking see where the hell I was. So, defeating. Okay. Where the fuck were we? Okay. So, it became a. Okay, we already read that. But killing other players is the most rewarding task. Structure created by players rogue I lost track of where the fuck I was. I'm going. Let's do it's fights to that interface. I lost track of where the fuck I was. God damn it! The let's see fight to look into the interface is almost identical to press scoring system is simply task. Okay, where are we? Players, other players is rewarding points. By killing other players is most rewarding task. Imbuing world with a little survival of the fittest. Despite the social structure, players roll per pairs. The world is more than just backdrop to the gameplay, encouraging players to role play their fantasy characters. The very bareness of the elements, such as large mountains and threats cottages, became an advantage. An invitation to the imagination, and that a Mud Legacy, the first game to realize not just how empowering a player in imagination is, but how powerful it can be when mixed with the imaginations of others. Okay, so I would like to thank Mud for being a game. I clap for you because of the fact that if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have War of Warcraft where people don't take a fucking shower, which I think is fucking funny. So next up is Pac-Man. Now I have played Pac-Man. If you haven't played Pac-Man, where have you been living under a rock for the last fucking like 50 years? For Pete's sakes, man, they have it everywhere. So Pac-Man's a maze game. He's not the superstar he once was, but Pac-Man is probably still the most readily identified video game mascot, more universally recognized than Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Master Chief. So, Pac-Man is in Smash Bros. He's in two of the Smash Bros. Games in the series, the Smash Bros. Ultimate and the Super Smash Bros. The Wii U. Those are the only two games that he actually fights instead of just grabbing up balls. But he still makes video games from time to time. He also has a Pac-Man has a game on the PlayStation 4 that is like a 3D platforming game, I believe, which is not like the first time. I have played Mario, Sonic, and Master Chief, which is Halo, which we'll probably get into later on because they're probably gonna be on this list too. The inspirational for Pac-Man's simple yellow circle is gaping mouth occurred in the episode yet charming story when arcade developers Toro Iwata, I don't know how the hell I know that word, even though it's in Japanese, takes a slice a pizza and looked at the shape made by the remaining sections of pie. The the story may well have survived because the world of Pac-Man is all about eating. Yes, vital for the fittest. You gotta eat to be fat, motherfuckers! He faces through mazes, gobbling pills, not forgetting the special power pills that will allow him to turn bulls on the ghost, pursuing him with no thought in the world except what he can chow down on next. And for the best part of the decade, audiences around the world could get enough of him. At the height of Pac-Man, of the height of Pac-Mania, which I don't know why the fuck you had to word it like that, you fucking bastards. Even his spooky enemies, Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde, were household names. In books, they featured a best-selling list taught the most successful pattern for beating the game and earning the earning the really big scores. Okay, I like to apologize because the train's here, so yeah, just want to let you know that. So if you hear someone boom, boom, that's why. The patterns are important. The mastering Pac-Man. In fact, and arguably one of the game's weaknesses, lacking any variable inspiring AI. Yeah, because the AI is fucking stupid when it comes to fucking Pac-Man. Like they go directions that you think that you're gonna get killed, but then they go to a different direction. It's like what the fuck? Pac-Man's pursuers race around the maze following predictable paths, meaning she can effectively beat the game through memory and timing rather than evade intermittent reactions. It's an exploit. Yeah, that's why most of the people, the high scoring players, know this, and that's why they're very good at it. I'm not good at Pac-Man. I always get my ass kicked by, like, I don't know, like level 6 or 7 for sure. But it doesn't change the fact that Namco's game. Oh yeah, it's made by Namco. Is at its best and most enjoyable when played fast and loose. Players talking the risk of stretching power pills streak as far as it will go, making mad dashes for the scoring fault. What the hell? Keep reading, you fucking bitches. I am still reading, you fuckers, and racing through those eerily familiar mazes like a Pac-Man's process. So I am using a website, if that makes any sense, and they just thought I wasn't reading. I read slow because I want to digest everything. So Pac-Man is a really good game. I give my condolences to MUD because I've never played it. I'm gonna research it after these videos get uploaded. But Pac-Man is a really good game. I love Pac-Man. Pac-Man is like my very first game, arcade game that I actually liked, other than Dig Dug. Because I remember playing Dig Dug, and Dig Dug's like one of those things I don't forget about. But Pac-Man is always a good game. You should play Pac-Man. And surprisingly, Pac-Man is still going, and that's the scary part. Like the franchise was made in 1980, and they're still making newer games in the franchise. That makes you think that Pac-Man has a lot of a fan base that it can still pump out fucking video games. Especially in nowadays where everyone wants action packed shit, like Call of Duty is always on there, like seriously. But I give my condolences, I give respect towards MUD because I didn't know it was because of MUD that we have Warcraft, which I'm very pissed off at to some extent because people who play War of Warcraft, I think that they don't take a shower. They only leave their fucking bedroom. They just sit there and play War of Warcraft 24/7 because they don't know what the fuck they're doing with their lives. So yeah, but I'm gonna. This is gonna be another episode, and I hope you guys have a nice positive day, and always stay positive.